Hey, what is going on, road trippers? Road Trip Net here. Once again, welcome back to the channel. This mask, not easy to talk through or breathe through. But tonight, as the captions show, the Friday the 13th movies ranked. Happy Friday the 13th to everybody. That's why I thought I'd do this list for a very special Friday the 13th. Ranked 12 to 1 of this list. Alrighty. Well, let's get started. Before I begin, if anybody that has not come to this channel before, I am Road Trip Nate. I do travel videos. I talk travel, I talk sports, I talk movies and TV shows because I love talking about the stuff that I enjoy. And I hope the viewers, my fellow road trippers, I hope you all enjoy the things that I like talking about. With that in mind, let's get started. Number 12, Jason Goes to Hell. Uh, it it did not make any sense at all. This movie did not. It added too much too late in a series. Like it was like family weirdness. There was just too much added into the series. Just Jason Goes to Hell was number 9, maybe. It added too much family ties into the Voorhees family. Too in the ninth movie, it was just too much, too late into the series. Oh man, it ended with a good shot of Freddy pulling Jason's mask down to hell. But other than that, the movie itself was they they tried to do too much. This late in the series had been well established. So not try to don't try to complicate things. It's like listen. That is why Jason Goes to Hell. Number 12. Number 11. A New Beginning. This was, I believe, Friday the 13th, number 5, I believe, where it had an imposter Jason. The Friday the 13th franchise has been built upon Jason Voorhees. So having Jason dead and an imposter who took up the mantle because of the death of his son, for whatever reason, it, it I didn't like it just because it was not the original Jason Voorhees. He was an imposter. He was trying to right the wrong of what happened to his son. So it It didn't work for me. Number 10. Jason Takes Manhattan. It was a decent movie. I just watched it last night. It The one thing it did not get right was it it got away from the basis of Friday the 13th. What made the movie series special? It strayed away from Jason killing campers to Jason going on a rampage in New York City and Manhattan. And it, as much as that, I like the movie. It was a different pace for the Friday the 13th franchise, but it just Jason just looked out of place right in the middle of Manhattan, New York. It it just didn't feel believable enough for me as a Friday the 13th fan. Friday the 13th is probably my favorite, second favorite slasher series behind only Halloween. Spoiler alert during my slasher series that I will do. Number 9, Jason Lives. Jason Lives is where Jason gets brought back to life in part 6, where Tommy is no longer in the mental camp or whatever he was in during New Beginning. They end up bringing Jason back to life through a lightning strike, through a metal rod. Jason gets brought back to life, which is concept. But the thing I don't like is, it took the movie back to its original setup, which was attacking camp counselors and campers. It just, the storyline just did not live up to the expectations of what it could have been. Jason being brought back to life could have been so much more than what the movie portrayed. Number 8, Friday the 13th, the remake. Eh, Jared Padalecki, good actor in the movie. They, it was, it seemed like they just tried to make a sloppy budget remake of a classic horror slasher film. It, it had okay acting. The storytelling was not up to par for what Friday the 13th should be. So it was an okay movie. I mean, I it was it's something to rewatch every now and then. But as far as making it like an iconic kind of remake, it did not deliver in that aspect at all. Oh, number 7, New Blood. The psychic chick on New Blood. Storyline about that was pretty good. Jason had just been uh, tied to a rock by his neck with a metal chain, tied to a rock and just dropped right in the middle of Crystal Lake. And so the psychic chick, thinking she was releasing her dad, but actually releasing Jason, good, it's a good way for Jason to come back. But as far as the rest of the storyline, it was the typical, we've seen this before. The campers just wanting to have sex in this house, Jason killing all of them. It, it was just your basic storyline. Teenagers getting killed by Jason, wanting to have sex. Just it was just basic. The rest of the storyline was that Jason getting escaping due to psychic check on the movie. That was a good concept, but everything else, it's like I've already seen this storyline before. Number 6, the final chapter. Friday the 13th, number 5. Number 4, actually. It introduced us to Tommy Jarvis, a video game mask creating uh, kid. He outsmarted Jason, which was a good, it was a good uh, introduction to the franchise. He lasted 3 movies in the franchise. It was a good, it was a, it was a good inclusion into the franchise. Tommy Jarvis was. At the end of the movie, they they were going to make Tommy Jarvis the new killer, and so they do away with Jason. But that did not happen. Obviously, Jason remained the killer. But it was a good inclusion of Tommy Jarvis. He was very good as the lead hero of the movie. And it was a good different change of pace for the franchise. Number 5, Freddy versus Jason. Good movie, having 2 iconic serial killers, supernatural serial killers, face off against one another. It was from beginning to end. I liked how they gradually transgressed the movie. Had a good storyline. Freddy and Jason facing off in a final battle with Jason coming out of the water with Freddy's head and Freddy's smile. It was it was good. It was slapstick horror. It was just one of those movies where I can rewatch that over and over just because it there was no furthering towards either movie franchise. It just was a really good time. Number 4, Jason X. 10th movie in the Friday the 13th movie series saw Jason go to space. Normally, when you get to a 10th movie and they decide to go to space, it, or if you decide to take a franchise to space, like they did with the Leprechaun series, it it makes it feel just wacky and weird and just wild. But it had a good storyline. I mean, they gave Jason in like a super metallic coat of armor. His hockey mask was replaced by metallic armor. It was cool. The, the storyline was cool. I followed right along with the storyline. It it was good. Jason X, number four. Number three, Friday the 13th, part three. This is where Jason gets his iconic hockey mask. Again, that mask. So, Friday the 13th, part three was an iconic moment in the Friday the 13th franchise, just because it gave us the Jason we all know, and the Friday the 13th lovers like myself. It is a moment I love seeing that Jason gets the hockey mask off the Joker's Shelly and kills the chick with a harpoon gun while she's swimming in the water. That is the emergence of the iconic Jason Voorhees that we all see now, that we all think of now as Jason Voorhees. Had a good storyline. Camp, campers coming up to this house for a getaway, running into these outlaw bikers that want to cause mischief, and when you add Jason Voorhees into it, it's a good movie. But it took the only thing I don't like about Friday the 13th is that it took to the third movie to really give us the iconic Jason. Halloween was in the first Halloween gave us Michael Myers with his mask. It took Friday the 13th three movies to give us iconic Jason. But it was a good movie. It had a good had a good storyline. It was good to follow. It was fun to follow. The movie itself was fun. That's why it's number three. Number two, Friday the 13th Part Two. It's where we're introduced to Jason. It's it's a good typical Friday the 13th story. The camp counselors are up there for training in Crystal Lake. At this little camp, they all start getting killed off by Jason. It's the typical Friday the 13th, which we all know and love, storyline, which makes it good. And this is the first time we ever see Jason in Friday the 13th. So, makes for a good movie. Is Jason doing his normal thing, going through and killing camp counselors at this little camp, one by one. And so, it makes for a good take. It because other than the original Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th Part 2, because you add Jason into it, it's what you would think when you watch Friday the 13th, even though Jason didn't have his iconic hockey mask at the time. But number one, Friday the 13th. I was torn between Part 2 and Part 1 because Friday the 13th, when you think of Friday the 13th, you think Jason Voorhees as the killer. But Friday the 13th Part 1 mother, Pamela, were used as the killer. It was, you did not find out who, you did not see the killer, but you saw what the killer was doing. You did not see the actual killer till the very end of the movie. So back then, that was a unique deal for horror movies. Friday the 13th became what it was just because of number one. And it set, number one set up the whole franchise from there on out. After, from Jason avenging his mother in the upcoming movies, after that, to Jason becoming this iconic slasher film star. But the first movie set all that up and had good storytelling. It was, it, I don't think they knew it back then, but Friday the 13th, the first movie, started one of, in my opinion, the second greatest slasher franchise of all time. But it just started, it was just a down to earth, regular slashers movie with a mother avenging her child on his birthday, which so happened to be Friday the 13th, after the boy drowned. So she took it out on the camp counselors that were training there. That is my list of Friday the 13th, 12 to 1. If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button after the video to stay notified on my current and future whereabouts. And if you want to see more movie, TV shows, and sports related material, countdowns, we do that here on this channel. Like I said earlier, and if you like this material, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And as always, you can visit my Patreon page, patreon.com/roadtripnate. Like this video and the many others that are to come. But if not, hopefully enjoy this video. Until next time, road trippers. We're at 23:20 right now. Let's get this video to 25 minutes, shall we? I might possibly watch the remake of Friday the 13th. I went through and watched yesterday 6 out of 8. Yes, six out of 8 movies. I do not have New Beginning or Jason Lives or Jason Goes Down. I don't think I have Jason X. I do have the remake of Friday the 13th and Freddy vs. Jason. I may watch those after I get done with this live stream. I'm gonna watch those because it is Friday the 13th. I'm gonna watch those. I watched the others last night. But hopefully everybody's doing well during COVID-19. And I have been trying to get back on the road eventually to do what I want to do, travel videos. Until then, this live stream is over. Until next time, road trippers.